Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Community Journal. Thank you very much for joining us. We always like to have you aboard. We have an interesting show for you today. And if you notice, we have two very special guests with us. And to my far left, you might recognize this person if you've been to the Cape Cod Theater, the home of the Harwich Junior Theater at all. You will notice Nina Schuschler is with us today. She, of course, is the producing artistic director at the theater. But next to Nina, you might not recognize the person next to her because Rob Zappel, though not a stranger at all to the theater, Rob has actually been a part of this theater for, I won't say how many years, Rob, but Rob comes back to this theater. He has come back here every year for the past 33 years. Rob is actually, he has been a producer, a director, an actor out in Los Angeles, and he's also, you're amazing, Rob. You're a builder, you build houses, you're a county commissioner, you've been on film, you've been on TV, so, and so you've got just an incredible experience background. We're so glad to have you here, and Eileen is going to tell us why both of you are here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because every summer you come back, Rob, and you do a show, a musical
Yeah.
this time.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it's not a musical. It's a play with music this
With
time.
music.
Right,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for making that distinction. And tell us about Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, E.B. White's classic.
yes.
It's a wonderful novel, and many of you will remember it as a kid, but I'm telling you, if you haven't read it recently, pick it up as an adult. Believe me, the message, as it is for myself and my wife, Michelle, who comes up and choreographs for me, it just has a whole nother deeper meaning. It's absolutely fabulous. And thanks to Nina and being allowed to put it into the schedule this year, we're able to tell the story again and bring it forward to a whole new generation here on Cape Cod. It's a wonderful story, appropriate for the entire family. You just can't miss with Charlotte's Web.
I agree. As former educators, as you know, both
right.
Jack and I
Yes.
were in the classroom, among other jobs in education, and we were reading teachers. And that was one of my favorite books to work with
Absolutely.
third, fourth grade age children and teach the lessons that you're talking about. It was a great way.
I
yes.
tell you what, Eileen, pick it up again this evening. I'm just saying, there was an aha moment when we decided on the schedule, and I picked it up and reread it again. I said, my gosh, I'm looking at it through the eyes of a 60-some-year-old person myself, and it just has a much deeper meaning. It is a beautifully written novel and a beautifully written play as well.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be opening on July 21st.
That's correct, yeah.
Yes, and playing through August 6th.
Yeah, oh, that's right. We have 4 o'clock matinees for those of you who like to, come out and do a show and even get some dinner and get home before dark. And then we also have 7 o'clock shows as well, so that you can certainly get home and get the kids to bed at a decent hour. And again, thanks to Nina and her brilliance in setting a schedule like that.
Yes, it is a good way to do it in the summertime especially. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays it will be playing at 7 p.m. and Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays will be the matinees that Rob was speaking of at 4 p.m. And there's also some other exciting things going on at the theater.
Right, we have our second summer session of classes beginning
Yes.
on Monday, July 24th, and we have classes for all ages from age 3 all the way to seniors in high school this year. And at the end of the summer, we have some adult workshops, and they're all online at capecodtheatercompany.org.
Or they can pick up this handy brochure right at the
Right.
theater, right?
And hopefully here at the community center
Yes,
later today.
yes,
I just-
hopefully. I hope you brought a supply.
They'll be here.
And this is a family affair for you, this play, Rob.
Oh, it is, as every year, my wife Michelle choreographs. We always fit some kind of dancing in. Those of you who have been to the Harwich Junior Theater and seen our shows before, you'll recognize a certain style that's in there that keeps things moving along
Yes,
and
I
adds
do.
to the excitement. But this year we're delighted to have our grandson, who's 9 years old. Jameson is in the show. It's his first show on the stage here at Harwich Junior Theater, or the Cape Cod Theater Company. And we're delighted. He's doing a good job. It's exciting for him, and it's exciting for myself and Michelle and our daughter Zoe, who's also up here, who's not in the show this year, but is certainly adding some support from back and off stage. So I was mentioning before, this makes the 4th generation of Zappels to appear on the Harwich Junior Theater, Cape Cod Theater Company stage. And we're delighted. My mother, who's 97 now and still lives up here,
goodness. Oh,
will
that's
be
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, oh, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of
wow.
pride, and the theater has meant so much to our family life, and as it spreads out now to our children and grandchildren. It's a terrific organization. I know you can speak to that as well.
Yes,
with
we
Katie
certainly
and Kevin.
can.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
certainly
yes.
can.
In fact, you were the first person to give Kevin his first role
Wow.
in the theater.
That's right.
And he wasn't interested as much in the classes for the drama. He was more into the
Tech.
background, the tech
The
end
tech,
of
right,
things.
right.
And he went with a friend, Scott Mebus, and the two of them tried out, and they ended
Right.
up being in your
Was
play.
it
And
Treasure Island, was
yes,
it?
it
Yeah.
was Treasure
Yeah, I was just trying
Island.
to think. Never forget a face and a good actor. Yeah.
And I can remember him practicing coffee grinder
Oh,
dance
yes.
steps.
There's Michelle. She
Oh,
did a
my
wonderful
goodness.
job. Yeah, it's a lot of fun and a lot of excitement on the
Tremendous
stage there.
memories.
And
Yeah.
he still, to this day, talks about that because
I'll be darned.
that was the beginning of his interest in the entertainment industry. As you know, he's in the back in the background of the entertainment industry, but he's out in L.A.
Eileen, let me add to that. You know, I
Yeah.
started with the Harwich Junior Theater when actually was in Harwich Center at the Exchange.
Exchange.
Oh, my
yes.
goodness.
My
wow.
first show was with Mr. Popper's Penguins back in 1959, I believe it was.
That's right.
And my first lines were Ork, Gork, and Gook. Yes.
I will never forget it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is, Kevin remembers that. I remember it as if it was yesterday. Going out there, and what an impact the theater has made and continue to make in our lives. And
Yes.
so it's helped me in all the aspects that you mentioned before, as Jack, as far as communicating with clients, communicating with the public in general.
Absolutely.
And the poise and confidence
Yeah.
that it gives people that last their whole life. It really does.
Our daughter was a very, very reserved little girl.
Which you probably wouldn't believe, but she was.
You would never believe it now. It was that theater
Yeah.
that brought her out and made her the person she is
Oh,
today.
that's
really.
great.
And
Yeah,
she wrote
yeah.
about it for a college essay.
Oh, I
Isn't
didn't
that
know
She
that.
did. Oh, yeah, she
Yes,
did.
she
Yeah,
did.
she did.
Yeah. It made a profound impact on her. And she uses a lot of her theater skills that she learned in the theater, and she taught there too, so she was on both ends of
Yeah.
things, and she uses it now, and she's in education as well, and she uses those
Oh,
skills.
wonderful. Well,
Yes.
as well as the what is throughout the foundation of the programs, there's the respect for each other and the respect for adults, and being able to communicate ideas and thoughts effectively are all at the base of every one of the classes.
Every one of the classes.
Yes.
Right.
It's so important for children, especially today. And a play like Charlotte's Web teaches about friendship, loyalty, resiliency,
Yes.
all the lessons you want to instill in children.
So Charlotte's Web is coming back.
Right.
And Eileen, could you just go over the dates again?
I sure will. I'll be happy to. It's opening on July 21st, playing through August 6th. It will be playing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the matinees at 4 p.m. And I just want to add that so far this spring and summer, it has been very successful at the theater, right?
We had a very successful year, and we're very grateful to all our
glad.
members, our alum, our stakeholders. We got some major grants from the Educational Travel Alliance, from John
great.
K. and Thurza F. Davenport Foundation, Martha Murray Real Estate, Cape Air, and we were able to match all of those grants
That's
because
wonderful.
of our theater being so beloved and the importance of its unique mission.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are so glad that the two of you could come in this morning and join
thank
us.
you,
And
yeah.
so many wonderful things going on at the theater. And again,
Please support them and go to see Charlotte's Web.
absolutely. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, folks, we move on to the next piece on the show, and we're going to go now taking a look at what's going on down at the library with Ann Carpenter as she brings us up to date with youth services at the library. Let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Ann Carpenter from the Brooks Free Library, here to tell you about some of the great programs we have coming up this week. So starting out with Thursday, July 20th, at 2:30, we're going to have Rainforest Reptiles come into the library, and they are a great program as the title sounds, they bring in reptiles from the rainforest. Last year they brought in a snake that was so large it took 6 people to hold across all the way across it, which was pretty amazing. But they bring in a whole variety of animals, and they come in and they give us a little educational information about them, in addition to the fact that you get to see real live reptiles from the rainforest, which is pretty cool. And that again is at 2:30. It is a free program, as are all of our programs at the library. We start handing out the tickets about half an hour before the show on a first-come, first-served basis. On Friday, we're going to be doing a craft. Every Friday at 2:30 is an elementary school Crafty Friday. All ages are welcome. This week we're going to be doing cardboard monsters. So we have these little cardboard monsters that when they move, so when you click on them, they reach out and they try to chomp you, which is a lot of fun. And that is at 2:30 on Friday, July 21st. Then coming up on Monday, if you have a tween or teen in your life entering grades 5 or above, trying to get rid of the I'm boards from that age group can be frustrating. But this week we have a solution to your challenge. On Monday, July 24th at 2:30, we are going to be doing a washi tape program. So if you haven't seen washi tape, it looks like tape, except that it has all sorts of cool designs on it, and you can get them in all sorts of different colors, all sorts of different designs, and we're going to do a program about how to decorate things with the washi tape. Like all of our programs, it also is free. On Tuesday, July 25th, we're going to have a magic show at 2:30. It's going to be a lot of fun, and again, all of our programs will start handing out the tickets half an hour before the show. So in this case, that would be at 2 o'clock on a first-come, first-served basis. And it will be at 2:30, and magic shows are very popular, so you definitely want to get here closer to 2 o'clock. And as always, if parking becomes an issue at the library, you can park across the street at Brooks Park or behind the town hall. On Wednesday, we're going to have a Build It Challenge. Every Wednesday this summer, we're building something different at 2:30. This week's theme is towers. So we'll give the kids a whole variety of different supplies and challenge them to build a tower of a certain height or that will bear a certain weight. We have a whole bunch of different levels of challenge because we believe strongly that we want everyone to feel challenged, but we also want everyone to have an opportunity to succeed at the same time. And by providing a variety of challenges, kids will be able to meet everybody's needs at the same time. If you have a preschooler or baby or toddler in your life and you're looking to get out of the house or away from the beach with them, we can help you out with that as well. On Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 10:30, we have preschool and baby programs. On Monday at 10:30, we have creative movement, where it's some different improvs and acting out fairy tales. There's singing, there's dancing. It's a great time. On Tuesdays at 10:30, we have Mother Goose on the Loose, which is for babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. We do lots of nursery rhymes, we sing, we get the instruments out, we play with the scarves. It's a lot of fun. And then on Friday at 10:30, we have story time, where it's a little more structured. We read several different picture books. There's still singing and there's still instruments because everybody loves singing and instruments. And that one is great for preschoolers and sometimes even the younger elementary school students as well. And of course, all throughout the summer, we're doing our summer reading program, where every time a child or teenager reads for 2.5 hours, they can have a free book and a small prize from the library. And they can do that as many times as they want, and they can do that whether or not they reside in Harwich all year. So we're looking forward to seeing you at the library this week or any week this summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
And as usual, Ann Carpenter does such a great job, and we welcome Paul back to the
Yes,
desk.
welcome
thank
And
back,
as
Paul.
good television, Paul drops back in.
There you go. Yeah, just like
Rob-
that. Bingo.
Rob and Nina are no longer here. They're on to other things.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've only got so much room here.
Yes.
So, Paul, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And nice to have you back in. And, of course, Ann just brought us up to date with youth services, which is great. Thank you. And Eileen, you have something there from the Chase Free Library.
I do. Speaking of libraries and things going on, The Chase Free Library in West Harwich is having a program called Kristen's Fairy House, and I'm going to give you a little background on it. Did you know that fairies love to help things grow? These wee folk love nature, especially plants, trees, herbs, fruit, veggies, roots, and flowers. It is believed that for every tree and plant, there is a fairy guarding it and helping it to grow. Come to Chase Library on Saturday, July 29th at 10 a.m. to learn about these little creatures by watching the movie Kristen's Fairy House. And then you will help build a fairy house on the library lawn and pack some fairy house building supplies to make another one at home. Chase Library is located at 7 Route 28 in West Harwich. The library hours are Tuesdays 10 to 4 and Saturdays 10 to 2. Parking is located at the far end of the restaurant lot behind the library. And please join them on Saturday, July 29th at 10 a.m. to learn a little bit more about our friends and Fairy House.
That sounds
Yes,
very
building
interesting.
the Fairy House. It does.
Yeah.
It does.
That's unique.
It
really
is unique, yes.
Yeah,
You
thank
gonna
you.
do it?
I don't know. I'll have to look at my calendar.
We'll have to check the calendar. This is probably the busiest month of
Yes,
the year.
yes.
There is so much going on in this town.
Yeah.
You know, there really is. And
The
you know,
calendar looks very busy
It's-
when
it's
I look at it every
certainly
day.
does. You know, there's so much going on. And, you know, speaking of many things going on, this is a very unique opportunity. This might sound a little strange at the beginning, but it is really something I think, rather valuable.
Yes, it's something we should all think about.
This is called, believe it or not, Welcome to the Death Cafe. Now, this is, while at first blush, this may sound like a depressing topic, we are excitedly planning on hosting our first Death Cafe here at the Council on Aging. This is going to take place on Wednesday, July 26th from 2 to 4 p.m. This is a group discussion, and it's directed discussion of death with no agenda. The objective is to increase the awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their lives. That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
really does.
And to plan ahead too, because we all do eventually die.
Yeah, exactly. And to make the most of the
Yes.
time that you have on this earth.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people don't do that.
No.
We don't all know when we're gonna die.
We
That's
don't,
right.
and a lot of people really waste a lot of their
right.
time.
Yes, they
and,
do.
and this really is a very valuable concept. This is a cafe model so typical of people in Europe. They do this. And best of all, it's complete with cake and tea and coffee.
Oh.
So, you know, it makes it a nice,
Don't miss.
nice gathering. It's a way to simply have a conversation about something that many people don't know how to talk about. And the admission is free, and you can register now by calling 508-430-7550. Kevin Grunwald, the Social Service Coordinator, will be facilitating this discussion. If you have any questions about this, you can reach him at 508-430-7551. That's 508-430-7551. It's taking place on Wednesday, July 26th from 2 to 4 p.m. How to get the most out of your life.
Yes, and to plan for the inevitable.
Yeah, no.
And they are encouraging people to come with questions too. so that
Yes,
they
come
can,
with, and
get
the Council
answers
on
to their
Aging
questions.
is sponsoring that. So that's a great topic, great idea.
Yes, it
It
is.
really is a great idea. Okay, the Conservation Department. Amy, you sat down with
I sat down
Amy
with
and
Amy
Nikki,
And Mickey.
and
Mickey is only part-time.
Nikki's part-time, but
And
Amy
Amy is
Uzowski.
full-time.
And I think I said that right. Amy
Yeah,
Uzowski
yeah.
and Nikki Smith, and sat down with you at the Conservation Department.
That's right.
So let's see what they had to say.
Very good. We have as our first guest this morning the Howard Department of Conservation with Amy and Mickey. And Mickey, I understand you would like to start, and you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on down at the gardens.
Sure. This year, the gardens are in full swing right now. There's about 100 plots, and I think about 80 of them are being used right now. And we also have a new pollinator garden that we started this year.
What's a pollinator garden?
Well, last year we had an Eagle Scout, Trevor Branch, and he helped us make some raised beds. And then this year, Amy and I filled them with a bunch of wildflower seeds that bees really the flowers that sprout, the bees really like. So that helps the bee population and helps pollinate the rest of the garden as well.
Oh, very good.
And then, so we have about 100 plots. They run for $40 each. Each year you can renew your plot. If you have one this year, you can renew the same plot for next year. Or if you're interested in getting a plot, there's still some available. And the town will till and provide the water for you.
What kind of vegetables? You have all kinds of different vegetables, but what kind of a variety do you have?
There's a lot of people do rhubarb, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers. Some people just have a bunch of flowers growing. So pretty much a
Any
wide
green
variety.
beans and carrots and peas?
Oh, yeah,
any
I'm
of that
sure,
stuff?
yep.
Yeah, you have plenty of that.
Yep.
Very good.
And there's a few perennial gardens as well for some people so they can keep theirs set up each year. But for the most
Yeah,
part,
who is it that has the one as you go in with all the big flowers? Oh, I can't think of her name.
I'm not sure. I'd have to have my list of everyone.
Oh, okay. She's very popular. But anyhow, let's go on.
Well, and we also have a beekeeper, Mark Francis. So he has 2 beehives off to the sides of the garden. So that helps with everyone's pollination as well. So that's an interesting one.
Very good. And everybody starts pretty much in the spring?
Yep. We till it, and I think this year we did the end of March, and after that, water gets turned on by May 1st. So.
Do you fertilize any? Do you leave any fertilizer there, or does everybody have to fertilize their own garden?
Everyone does their own. We can provide some compost from the highway department, but for the most part, we just till everything up, so it gets churned that way.
All right. So whatever compost you have in the garden gets turned over.
Yes.
And then people can add their own.
Yes.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess that gives us a pretty good idea of what the garden's all about.
Yep, go check it out. It's in full swing right now. Lots of things growing.
Well, we used to go down there and interview people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been down there a number of times and interviewed people who had gardens and other people who were taking care of gardens and so forth. So, yeah, we talked to a lot of people down there. I know Carla Burke has a garden down there. Yeah, she's very popular. And so anyhow, what do you have, Amy?
Thank you, Paul. I'm here to just talk about our volunteer opportunities that we have with the Conservation Department. We have, much like the Harwich Conservation Trust, we have a lot of volunteers who help with stewardship of our conservation lands. And we have what's called a Trails Committee. And each member of the Trails Committee kind of takes ownership of one of our conservation areas, like the Bell's Neck or Thompson's Field. And what they do is they monitor those lands. They do a little bit of pruning. We meet once a month to discuss what's going on in each of those lands. And we are in need of a couple of people who are interested in helping us out there. And we also need some volunteers on the Conservation Commission, which is the commission that I staff. And that commission meets twice a week. And on top of making decisions on our conservation lands, they help our department uphold the State Wetlands Protection Act and Wetlands Protection Bylaw. So if people are interested both in assisting on our lands as well as maybe assisting with regulation and policy, should definitely come and chat with Nikki and I up at the town hall. We'd love to talk to you.
Now, I was going to ask you a question. Do you meet twice a week all year long?
Twice a month.
Twice a month all year long?
Yes, for the Conservation Commission.
You do, okay.
Yes, we do. Yep, we are required by law, if you have an application in front of us, to hear you within 21 days of your application. So if somebody wants to build a house by the water, they have to apply with the Conservation Commission.
Oh, really?
Just like you would for the Board of Health, for a septic system, or planning board if you have a new
No, that
business.
means the ocean too, if they're building
Yep.
down that way?
If you're on the beach, if you're by the salt marsh, if you're on a pond. We estimate about half the town is within the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction.
Wow, that's a lot of
So
people.
It is a lot of people.
Yes.
We're very busy. So, people are interested in that kind of thing, come talk to me.
Wow, that's a lot. So you've got a big department. I mean, you have a lot of work, but there's only 2 of you so far?
Yes, so I'm full-time, and Nikki here is the Assistant Conservation Agent, and she's part-time currently. And then we have administrative staff as well, but we really rely very heavily upon our town volunteers to get a lot of our work done.
How many volunteers do you have?
Oh, I would say between the Trails Committee, citizen volunteers who maybe don't want to sign up for a committee but just want to help randomly, as well as the Conservation Commission, I would say about 15 to 20 people that help us out on a yearly basis.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, for a small department.
Yep, that's how we get a lot of work done.
Well, very good. Well, thank you both for coming, and we appreciate the update.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, that's a very nice interview, Paul. Nice to see Amy and Nikki there, and
Yes.
they're doing a lot of good work.
They do, yes.
That's very, very good. And Eileen, what do you have there?
Yes, well, I have some music that you can go
Oh,
and
good.
hear.
We always like music.
Yes, absolutely. The TD Bank Summer Concert Series is continuing at Brooks Park in Harwich, and the next concert is going to be on July 24th, and it will feature Mark Bornfield and The Jamming. And the Summer Concert Series happens at Brooks Park every Monday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the summer. And it is put on, as I said, by the TD Bank, but also the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod is sponsoring it as well.
Very good.
So if you have any questions about it, you can call Kevin Shanley, who is the director there of events and operations. The number is 508-362-0066, extension 115.
Very good.
Is that a kind of an operetta sort of thing, or an opera?
Oh, no,
No?
it's, the jamming, no, I would imagine
No, I
it's
think that's
reggae.
pretty
Yeah,
upbeat. and
Upbeat music.
Lots of fun, yeah.
Summer,
Yeah, it
summer,
sounds like
summertime music.
Summertime music,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, they have some great great
They
things.
do,
Yeah, they
yes.
do. Yeah, that summertime concert series is great.
Yeah,
It really
it
is. We had mentioned this last week, and again, this is just a great happening, the repurposing of the middle school. Summer 2017 open house at the Harwich Cultural Center, which of course was the Harwich Middle School.
Yes, I think
It
that's
is-
amazing.
It is now the Harwich Cultural Center. You can join us and you can see Artisans at Work, 10 local Cape Cod artists in their working studios. And this is going to be happening July 27th through 29th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The times are on Thursday and Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and on Saturday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And it's, of course, at the Harwich Cultural Center, which is 204 Sisson Road in Harwich, formerly the Harwich Middle School. And again, we are so happy to see the middle school being used in this way. This
Repurposed,
is just wonderful. And for more information, you can contact Carolyn Carey at 508-430-7568 or ccarey@town.harwich.ma.us. And as usual, we say it's easier to call on the phone.
Yes, exactly.
And it's free admission, and there are refreshments and demos.
And it's starting today.
And it's
Yeah, Thursday.
the 20.
next week.
Yeah,
No,
next
next
week,
week.
27th.
Yes, next week,
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
week ahead of
You're a
myself.
week ahead of yourself.
Yes,
I
right.
wonder if there's
Better than a week
there's
behind.
going
Yes,
to be
that's true.
space left.
I don't know. It's
I know, there are
it's
only
filling up
2.
pretty quick. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. You know, when you
Yeah.
think of it, I'm so glad to see that.
I
That's
know.
great. And you can actually see these folks working in their studios. So
Yes.
that's really good. And this is an event that is really a great event, the Community Yard Sale. Saturday, August 5th, 2017, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. It's going to be taking place in Brooks Park. If it rains, it will take place in the Community Center gym. Community groups, clubs, organizations, and the public offering items for sale. Spaces are available for $20. You can call for details at 508-430-7568. Again, that's the Community Yard Sale. It's time to clean out your closets and save the date for the Harwich's Community Center's Yard Sale. It happens every year. It's a great event. And again, that's Saturday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, you know, start looking around in the house and clean out those closets and get a table for $20. That's a great deal.
Yes.
Not
That'd be
only
a-
that, but you should go and shop on the day of because there's a lot of treasures
There's
there.
a lot of treasures there.
Yes.
You never know what you'll find.
That's
That's
right.
very, very true. You never know. I mean, you read stories all the time
I
of,
know.
of people finding things, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, they have great
They
value.
have great value. Community groups, clubs, organizations, and the public all offering items for sale. So you just never know. And finally, our last clip of the day. Paul, you sat down with Ed McManus to talk about
To talk about the
Cranberry Harvest.
Cranberry Festival coming up in September. He also went through what's going on in August, the yard sale, which you just mentioned and
Yep.
covered. And after that, there are other things. I can't think of what it is, but there are a couple of things also in August.
Okay.
And then we get into September for the Cranberry Festival, and that's the 21st of September.
Okay.
And prior to that, we have Family Day, Beach Day.
That's
and
right.
that-
Yeah.
That's down at Red River
Red
Beach,
River Beach.
and they'll have a host of things.
Oh, good.
They'll have, and then at that night, they'll have a bonfire.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, they do that
you
every
know,
year too.
So there's a lot going on, and Ed will cover it very well. So you might want to take a pencil and paper with you, even though you can always turn on TV and catch Ed. But our second guest today is Ed McManus, and Ed's going to tell us a little bit about the Cranberry Festival. And that's a lot, Ed, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, as you know, this is, we're coming up, this is our 42nd year.
Wow. How long have you been at it?
My wife and I, we moved into town in 2000, August of 2000. And,
So 17 years?
yeah, and it's interesting. We actually were here and got our cable TV hooked up, and we're watching the local Channel 18 feed, and they said, oh, we have this festival and we need volunteers. And so we signed up, and I've been there ever since.
Very good.
Haven't been able to escape yet.
What did you take charge of the first year?
Oh, nothing. We just pitched in, doing whatever needed, and the next year, after the next year, they asked me to be vice president, and so I served a year as vice president and then president, and then we had some, you know, as everybody knows, we had some changes, moved from the high school down to Brooks Park
Yes.
with the coming of the new high school construction, and in making that move, I became president. That was about, what, 7 years ago, and I haven't been able to sucker somebody else into it. But really, no, it's you know, it's all volunteer operated
Yes.
committee, and we are always looking for more volunteers. You
I know you have quite a staff. There
Yeah.
a particular area that you need people in?
Well, initially, to have people to volunteer to be around on the days and the times of our events to help out, you know, just with whatever needs to be doing.
Yes.
This, you know, in the past years at Brooks Park, we've been running the hot dog and hamburger stand. And because of a lack of volunteers, we had to give that up this year because we just didn't have a number of folks to staff it. Luckily, Mad Minnow Restaurant in Harwichport are bringing their cart up to provide refreshments during the fairs, which, you know, because people come to Brooks Park and expect to get a hot dog or a hamburger, and so we're lucky to have that. And we, you know, it was unfortunate, but it takes about 7 people to run the stand successfully, and a lot of us are
Do
getting
you find
too
that
few.
some of the people are not volunteering as they used to?
Yeah, I think so. There's you know, people are getting involved in a lot of other things. There's less folks that are here year-round that have the time to spare. I mean, you know, it's during the summer, people are busy and with work. I know I am. You know, you sort of eke things out during the winter, and when summer comes, you're working 2 or 3 different jobs. So it takes time to dedicate, but also, you know, we do some activities in the off season too. The festival is more in September, a little bit past the season, and then with our music events during the year, those are clearly off season, and we need people to usher at the different venues where we put on concerts. But anyway, let me, if I could, I'll give you sort of the rundown of what we're planning. One of the things that when we've started doing co-sponsoring with the community center here is a community yard sale. That's on the first Saturday in August, the 5th, and it starts at 9 o'clock and runs till 1. And it's a chance for a whole variety of local organizations and also some local individuals to set up a table and have a bit of a flea market and raise some funds for their organization.
Yeah. Carolyn has been on telling us about that, and it's quite a thing.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's an easy event, but I think it's an enjoyable event for a lot of people. Yeah. And then the following weekend, also at Brooks Park, we'll be running the August the 2nd of our crafts fair this summer. And I believe we're up over just slightly over 100 vendors who will be appearing at the show, arts and crafts people. And as I mentioned, Mad Minnow Restaurant will probably be providing the refreshments for that. And then later on in September, September 9th is our annual beach day down at Red River Beach. Have a lot of activities planned. I believe the Kukunis family will be bringing a variety of farm animals down. We're going to have a decorated bicycle parade, a touch-a-truck, a lot of beach games and whatnot. And at that event, the catering trailer from the Dennis Public Market is going to be coming and providing concessions and refreshments, and they run a real good operation. And then that ends at 6 o'clock with a musical performance and 7 o'clock with a bonfire on the beach. And then the following weekend, 16th and 17th, well, I should mention on Sunday the 10th, the Chamber of Commerce, as part of the festival, will be running the Harwich Hometown Parade, which is going to, the route of that this year is just going to be on 28 in Harwichport.
Oh, on 28?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Which
They're not coming up this way?
They're not coming up. It makes it the route too long, and there's that long stretch typically between 28 and Main Street where there isn't a whole lot of people viewing the parade. So it's they've decided to try and concentrate it in so they can get some excitement, and I think that's actually a good thing. Yeah. Then the 16th and 17th is the annual festival, and we actually have a bit of a big change this year. We're going to be, instead of at Brooks Park, we're moving back up Oak Street, and we're going to set up the festival and music concerts on the ball fields behind the community center.
Oh, back here?
Back here,
oh,
yes.
I see. Okay.
And doing that, one, it allows us to expand the number of booths that we've had. We were sort of limited at about 125 or 130 booths. And that meant that we were, in years past, turning down some artists and craftspeople, and also turning down some community booths, sort of community interest booths we take in on a no-cost basis, and this will allow us to have a much bigger array of those community booths, and also many more arts and craftspeople. Expand it. We'll also be able to, way that we set up the tent for the music, instead of it being separated across the parking lot, sort of like it's a separate thing. be able to set it up
Include
so
it in the middle.
it feels more like part of the festival.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then the other thing that'll happen is the community center will be open that day. The director felt it'd be important with that many people coming that she'd like people to be able to come in the center and see what you all here have to offer, and also in the the gymnasium, the Chamber of Commerce is going to participate by setting up a sort of a fall home show for Harwich businesses that, whether they're landscapers and have offer cleanup packages for people's yards or other things that folks may want to have done to their houses over the winter. Those businesses will be able to sort of meet the public there, and so, just other businesses in town, whether they are art galleries or
Merge a lot of things
yeah.
together.
So I think it'll turn out to be quite an attractive thing. One of the other reasons why we've done this is that being down at Brooks Park, as big as the festival was starting to get, the traffic tie-up was getting horrendous, and by moving, the police department had been encouraging us to move up to the community center to sort of separate the
traffic,
congestion around the festival from Main Street and some of those critical intersections of getting
I'll
around
be up
town.
here now.
Yeah. But what we'll also then do is we'll be able to set up shuttle buses to bring folks from parking at the middle school and elementary school like we did in the past. We're going to have shuttle buses going back and forth there, as well as parking across the street at the high school. So it'll be, I think it'll be a real good event, and we have music set up for all day on Saturday into Saturday evening, and there'll be a number of food trucks. We're getting some new food trucks in to sort of expand the variety of food that we've had. Devil's Purse Brewery of Dennis is going to be providing the beer for beer sales, and we'll be I'm looking around for a good source of a nice wine to serve also.
Oh,
so
that'd be nice.
so it'll be quite an event. So and as I said, we can always we're always looking for additional volunteers. We have our monthly meetings on the fourth Wednesday of each month here at the community center at 6:30, and we encourage people to show up and find out about us and what the sort of things you can do to help out. Beach Day, we need people to help run the kids' games and those sorts of things. During the festival itself, a lot of what our volunteers do during the day, especially around lunchtime when some of the vendors need to use the facilities or get something to eat, some of our volunteers will sort of mind their booth for 5 or 10 minutes while they take a comfort break, shall we say. Anyway, but there's a lot of things to do, and it's an enjoyable group of folks to work with. So.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot taken care of, and we wish you good luck.
Well, thank you, and we'll be seeing you, I'm sure.
Okay, yes,
All right.
Wow, that sounds like it's going to be really a great event this year.
Yes.
It does. Yeah, it's going to be. Everything's going to be in one place.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
really
pretty much.
fantastic.
Venue makes
Yeah,
sense.
Change
Yeah.
of venue sounds great.
And you can enjoy things. And
Yes.
Everything in one
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
That really sounds terrific, and looking forward to that.
Yes.
It'll be a lot of fun.
I am too. All I do is walk around the corner.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's right. You don't have far to go.
Very, very true, and that'll be really terrific. And we'll be talking more about that as the date gets nearer, and so we'll definitely be talking more about it. So that's great. Thank you, Paul. Well, folks, that's our show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of all of us here at Channel 18, we really appreciate you looking in.
And please take advantage of everything going around a busy little town.
And please do it safely.
That's right.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.